Hi everyone, I have a very small window of opportunity in my newborn bubble to quickly film a 3-week update for Marnie and a sort of postpartum update for me as well. She's asleep, the kids are still in school for another 20 minutes, which means I have minimal time. So I'm going to try and keep this really snappy, which is so hard for me, but let's see if I can do it. Marnie is 3 weeks and a couple of days old now, and I'm feeling really good now, but it has been a bit up and down over the last, I'd say, week and a half. I think what's happened since the start of week 3 is that the newborn bubble is kind of passing and reality and real life is kicking in. Dan obviously has gone back to work, and I found that really hard this time. It's so lovely and so rare to get time just the two of us, and even though it wasn't just the two of us, obviously we had Marnie as well, but she was sleeping a lot obviously, and we were just loving having quality time with her, and we spend a lot of time as a family, all of us together, so to have time just one-on-one plus a mini one as well was so rare and so lovely. I found it really difficult to accept that that had been and gone. We'd been looking forward to that for so long and thinking, oh, it'd be so nice when you have time off when the baby comes and we can do this and we can do that, and we did do this and that, and we did go and do lots of things and spent a lot of time together and just enjoyed each other's company, but it just came and went so fast. But he's been back in work for a little while now, and it was never that I was sad that and worried about being on my own. Obviously this is my 4th baby, so I know what I'm doing, and I wasn't worried about that. It was just sad that that time had kind of come and gone so fast. Moving on from that before I get all weepy, physically how I'm doing. I've had a few boob related issues this time around, which I haven't really had before. I think I mentioned in my last update that I had a cracked nipple. My left nipple was very sore from day one. She sort of, whatever damage she did to it happened on day 1, and that took a while to heal, but it has healed now, but it's still sore on that side when she latches initially. That goes very quick, but there is sort of a lasting pain there, which hasn't kind of completely gone even though it's healed, but it is getting better every day, so I don't think it'll be long before that has kind of gone. On the other side, there is no pain at all now when she latches, so we finally got past that awful toe curling, excruciating pain bit at the beginning. I promise I'm not naked. This was a bad choice. It's so warm all the time. Actually, that's another thing. Sweat. This 3rd week update is brought to you by the word sweat in true Sesame Street style. I have never felt so sticky, and I don't think it's just the postpartum thing. I think the weather is particularly humid and close at the moment, which is so uncomfortable when your boobs are like 5 million times the size they normally are, and you've got the delightful postpartum night sweats on, and you've got a little, you know, tiny hot water bottle cute furry creature stuck to you for 99.9% of the day. I just sweat a lot, and to make matters a lot worse, about 2 or 3 days ago I came down with, well, what I thought was initially mastitis. Thankfully it doesn't seem to be that. For a couple of days at night time I had that awful hot and cold sweat and shiver thing that you get with the temperature, and a headache. No sort of cold or sore throat symptoms, nothing like that, but just the temperature symptoms, and just feeling generally quite weak and woozy and a bit nauseous and just not quite right and a bit sort of spaced out. This lasted a good couple of days, but on the 2nd day I noticed that my boob felt a bit sore. I woke up in the morning and it was a bit tender to touch, and it really panicked me because I thought maybe I have mastitis. I've never had it before in sort of 4 babies, so to get it now would be really awful for the first time. I don't think it is that. I spent the rest of the day sort of massaging that area, so if there was anything blocked that I could kind of unblock it and hopefully stop it from turning into anything more serious. It doesn't seem to be sore anymore, and my temperature and other symptoms have gone, so I'm assuming it was just some sort of bug. The kids have, Merrin wasn't feeling very well the week before, so I'm just assuming it was as a result of that. But that wasn't very nice for a couple of days, and certainly didn't help with the sweaty situation. So yes, I've mostly been weepy about my husband going back to work, sore nipples and sweating. Marnie is doing great. She is such a wonderful baby. She's so happy, so content 99% of the time. She really is. I'm not just saying that. She's so chilled out. However, if she has a dirty nappy or a full nappy of wee, or she needs a feed, you know about it. So when she does go for it, she really does yell at you. But other than that, I can't complain at all. She's been so good. Her sleeping patterns have altered from how amazing they were in the first couple of weeks, as I expected them to. So she's now sleeping, she's kind of shifted back by an hour. So whereas she was waking at maybe, I think it was at 1:30, 2, and then 6:30, which was perfect because we were getting up at 6:30 anyway, so it didn't feel like a break in my sleep. Now she's waking up at, say, 12, which is like an hour after I've gone to sleep, and maybe 5, 5:30, which isn't great at all, and wakes Aiden up usually because he will hear her cry, and then he gets up at 5:30, and then our day starts at 5:30, and that's tough because 6:30 is early enough in my opinion, and especially over the summer holidays that's going to suck because we don't actually have to get out of the door for any given time. So I'm hoping she kind of reverts back to what she was doing before, because that was a far better system. Okay, I've got 4 minutes. Go, go, go. Just have a look at my notes so I don't waffle. She's a lot more alert. She's been quite alert since day one. She's always had when she's awake and does have her sort of more awake periods during the day, she's very wide-eyed, and seems to have a very strong head and neck, and she kind of moves it around a lot and always has done. But I would say she's having longer periods of being awake now in the day. She has one quite awake period in the morning, about, I'd say, between 8 and 9, just before the kids go to school, which is great because it means she can just watch everything going on, and she enjoys being part of the madness in the morning. And then she goes back to sleep just after they've gone off to school. Then she sort of naps, feeds, and that it goes like that throughout the day. She's not awake a great deal in the day, and then around tea time she'll wake up again for quite a long period of time, and again it's perfect because that's bath time and the kids are home from school so they can play with her and talk to her. And during those periods she is a lot more awake and alert than she was obviously back a week or so ago. She's making more noises, which they just find adorable, and yeah, she's really changing every day. One thing I've done for the first time in the last week is swaddle her properly. I hadn't done this, I don't know why, because I did it with my last baby. I just didn't bother because I didn't feel like she needed it to sleep. But since she's been waking slightly differently at night, and she did have a day or two where she wasn't napping so well in the day and she kept waking herself up, and I thought it might be down to her sort of startle reflex, so I started swaddling her in her muslin blankets, and she seems to really like it. She's feeding really well, and apart from the sort of nipple issue and the boob panic that I had a little while ago, apart from that, she is feeding really great. She's feeding quite frequently and I'm just going with that. And she cluster feeds a little bit in the evening, which I think is helping her with her sleeping at night time. Yeah, it's going really well, I can't complain. She's putting on weight, her little cheeks are filling out, and she seems to be doing really well. So we're just gonna carry on as we are. I'm due to get her weighed tomorrow again, so in the next update I'll be able to let you know what she currently is weighing. She still doesn't burp a great deal. I think I mentioned that in my first update. She does these little sort of lady burps, or unicorn burps I think I called them, but they are really quiet, and she doesn't do, Aiden used to like properly let them rip. He'd do like big bloke burps that Dan would be proud of. Marnie doesn't do that. They're very quiet and sort of, she kind of blows the air out rather than burps, and I don't know why that is. And I do wind her, but wind doesn't seem to be bothering her at the moment, so she's obviously okay. But yeah, I've just never come across that with a baby before. All mine have been proper belchers. Her skin is a lot less dry now, and I've been massaging her with coconut oil when she has a bath and in between baths as well, just to kind of keep on top of it because it was really quite dry. But it's much better in that regard now. But she has come out in some sort of patches on her forehead and her eyebrows, which I remember Aiden having as well. which looks like the start of cradle cap. I'm just keeping on top of it with coconut oil, and yeah, it's not too dry at the moment, which is the main thing. And any little patches of baby acne that she had, or little rashes and things, they've all cleared up as well. Her belly button has healed perfectly now. It's dropped off quite quickly at 6 days, I think it was, and seemed to heal really quickly as well once it had dropped off. So I'm really pleased about that, because it does look really sore for a while, doesn't it? And I always worry about the nappy rubbing on it and clothes rubbing on it, so I'm really pleased that that's healed well. So that's everything I wanted to update you on, and all the time I have as well. I literally have 3 minutes to chuck on my shoes and get out the door to go and get the kids from school. Thank you so much for watching. Please give this a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next one.